What is going on, guys? It is your boy Footy Wiz back with another video on the channel. Today it is that time of year. I predict the Premier League for you guys. Pre-season is done, Women's Euros done, Community Shield done, pre-season tour for all Premier League clubs done. I think most of them yet. And now it's time we predict the Premier League for the upcoming season, which starts as I'm recording. 5 days it starts with Crystal Palace and Arsenal. Start the opening game of the season. So yeah, let's get on with this. This is how it's gonna work. I tell you, club by club, bottom to top, with when I say the club, I say the key player of the season and why they're in the spot. So yeah, let's get on to this. First up, I have 20th place relegating the newly promoted side Bournemouth. Who I think their key player, Ryan Fredericks, finished second last season in the Championship, with 2 point gap between them and Fulham up top. And they've come into this season, don't think they'll do good. I think even though they sent Ryan Fredericks from West Ham, good right back, he's good, has experience in the Premier League. I just don't think they'll be able to survive, you know. So yeah, that moves on to 19th place. I have Nottingham Forest. I think even though they sent Jesse Lingard, they've put Dean Henderson on loan. They'll still go down. But I think Dean Henderson will be the key player to watch for them, not this season. The thing you need to know, they got through playoffs last season. They didn't technically automatically promote, but they still got through, which is why they will finish 19th this year. 18th, the final team. It's not Fulham. It's going to be between the five struggling. You got Leeds, Southampton, Brighton, Brentford, Everton. They've all those teams looking relegating. They might get relegated, but the one club I put is Southampton. I think Shea Adams will be the player to watch, a Scottish striker. But 15th last season, 5 points from relegation, and they showed some squad depths like Forster and Shane Long. So yeah, let's move on to out of relegation. Let's move on to the bottom half of the table where they've not been relegated. 17th, I put Brighton. Yeah, they finished 9th last season, which was their best ever finish. I still think that they sold Basuma and they'll probably sell Cucurella. As I'm recording, he's put a transfer request in. I am actually recording on the, let's see, 1st of August. I'm recording on the 1st of August. As I'm recording, yesterday, Women's Euros final happened, England 1-2-1. The day before, we saw City lose to Liverpool in the Community Shield. So yeah, 1st of August I'm recording. So any transfers that haven't happened before the 1st of August, I wouldn't know. Like, pretend Ronaldo went to Atletico Madrid. I don't know that. I don't know what's happening. I'm going to predict it as it is right now. So next we have Brentford at 16th. Interesting. They did finish 13th last season after their 74-year wait for Premier League football, which is good for them. Happy they're here. But I feel like, just like last season, every promoted club always has a bad second season if they stay up in the Premier League. Like Leeds, they came 9th the season before last season, but then finished 17th, which is pretty bad. So Strakosha, I think, will be the player to watch for Brentford. Strakosha and goals. Eriksen's left. They still got Ivan Toney. I think they'll have a 16th place season. 15th place, we have the Championship winners, Fulham. Won the Championship last season. Mitrovic, player to watch, also broke the record. 44 games, 43 goals, sorry. Brilliant, man. They signed the likes of Leno and Mbabu, really good signing. I think they'll have a good season this year and will stay up next season as well. 14th place, Everton. They came survived relegation. I don't know exactly where they came, but they have sold Richarlison, even though they say McNeil. I think their key player will be Anthony Gordon, the right winger youngster, who's going through. I think he had his breakthrough season last season. So yeah, Anthony Gordon, player to watch. Now we move on to 13th place, which we have Wolves. Wolves at 13th. I think that's pretty realistic. Hwang Yi-chan, Chinese striker or Japanese, from Salzburg. He came in from, I think. Yeah, he came in from Salzburg. I think he will be the player to watch this season for Wolves, as they finished 10th last season, conceding least amount of goals than any other team in the bottom half, which is good. A 4 Actually, no, sorry. They conceded 43 goals, I think, and scored. I think there were 38 goals they scored. So, 12th place, we have Crystal Palace. Interesting team. They have Zaha, Eze, Edouard. They have a lot of good players, but I think their key player will be Edouard this season. Zaha, he's good. He's really good, I can't lie. But just like players like Saint Maximum, they get so much talk about them, but every season they don't perform the high standards that everyone expected. So they finished 12th. Palace finished 12th actually last season, being the only club in the bottom half of the table with a positive goal difference of 4. 11th place we have Leeds United, finishing at 17th last season. I know they sold their two best players, let's say Rafinha and Phillips. They have Bamford still, and they signed Sinistera from Feyenoord and Tyler Adams from Leipzig. I think they still have a decent season this year. 10th place I put Leicester City, with Vardy being the key player. And the reason I put Leicester 10th, even though they finished better last season, I think finished 8th, but I look very dry considering the amount of players they signed. They haven't signed anyone good. No statement signings from Leicester. They look to sell likes of Tielemans, Maddison. Schmeichel's going to be going to Nice, I think, or Belgium. I can't remember which team. But yeah, they're selling a lot of players, but not signing any. Hopefully, we do see good signings eventually in the transfer window. 9th, I put Aston Villa, and as much as they're a good team, Watkins to watch out for. They got a really good squad. Signing Diego Carlos, Coutinho permanently. I think they have a really good season this year, even though they finished 14th last season, I believe, yes. Next, we have 8th place, Newcastle United. After getting taken over in October last year, they had a very good second half, I believe. Not winning a single game in the first half of the season, but after January, they looked even better. They came, I think it was, I can't remember where they finished, might have been 15th. Yes, they finished 15th, I'm pretty sure. And they've signed Chris Wood. Chris Wood will be the player to look out for, but they signed the likes of Nick Pope, Matt Targett, and Botman. So yeah, next we move on to 7th place. We have European football time. It's Tottenham Hotspurs in 7th. I think the player to watch, Son, and the reason they're gonna do worse this season, I don't have a reason, but I still think there's better teams out there that can get higher than them. They'll be struggling this season, competing with both Champions League and Premier League, even though they signed likes of Richarlison and Basuma. I still think Spurs would struggle this season after trying to compete in the Champions League and the Premier League at the same time, which we all know is difficult for any team in the world competing in both European competitions. So yeah, 6th place we have West Ham United. They got Europa League semis last season, losing to Frankfurt, who eventually beat Rangers. I think they finished 7th last season, got Europa League, as I just said. Player to watch, I think, will be Jared Bowen. They did actually sign Areola and Scamacca. I think is getting surgery, I'm pretty sure. West Ham look like potential Champions League winners. Not winners, sorry. What did I say? I think West Ham, look, maybe with the team they have a chance of getting into Champions League football next season. At least 4th, maybe I'd say. So yeah, next up we have 5th place. This will decide who goes to the Champions League next season. Manchester United, that is right. I put Ronaldo's Ten Hag team at 5th place. Because even though they've signed Martinez and Ten Hag's come in, they still have that Fred and McTominay midfield after selling Pogba. If they don't make a midfielder signing, if they don't sign De Jong or Milinkovic-Savic, then Man U will have a pretty bad season with that exposed midfield. Now we move on to 4th place, where it gets really tense here. Chelsea at 4th. They had a really good takeover. Todd Boehly, I think that's his name. Signed Sterling, Koulibaly, almost signed Koundé, but Barca snatched them first. Look good on paper, obviously, but I think the reason they're going to go 4th or maybe lower because of their bad pre-season, losing 4-0 to Arsenal. I think they might have won 2-1 against Club America, but that was still a tight. No, it wasn't Club America, sorry. It was, I actually can't remember. They won 2-1 in America, but I can't remember which team. but I still think they didn't do their best that game, which I still think will show in the Premier League season. Third place, I think we all know who it is, Arsenal, with Jesus being the man to lead Arsenal. Not captain, but I think he'll be the player to watch. They also signed the likes of Zinchenko, finished fifth last season, almost getting Champions League football. But Arsenal look much better this season, and most definitely actually, will qualify for Champions League. So yeah, now we move on to second place, and this will decide who wins the Premier League. I think, might be a bit biased, but I think Liverpool will come second. Salah being the player to watch. Yeah, they signed Nunes, but selling Mane and signing Nunes is a downgrade if you ask me. And I think a lot of people watching will agree that selling Mane and signing Nunes is a downgrade. I think they needed to go with someone a bit more, I actually don't know. But they should have signed someone a bit more well-known instead of youngster like Nunes. They already have Firmino, Jota, Diaz, Salah, Nunes. I think they need a statement signing. They don't want to have a 100 million youngster. And now you know who's going first. It's Manchester City. Player to watch, obviously I'm going to put Haaland, a new signing from Dortmund, the wonder kid from Dortmund. Winning only the Premier League last season and getting knocked out the UCL semis. Wasn't that good of a season last year, but to be fair, they did score, I think, 100 goals, over 100. They scored over 100 goals in all competitions without a proper number 9. Now they have Haaland, they look even better. So that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Comment if you agree with these things. And if you don't agree, what should I do? Who will finish where? I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.